Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome. Glad to see you all here. This is the City of Homestead Council Presentation Ceremony. Today is Wednesday, July 27th, 2022, and it is now 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'll turn it over to Councilwoman Bailey for the first group of recognition. Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, everyone. So this is definitely the best part of our council meetings, is acknowledging great things that happen in our community. So on May 28th this year, we hosted our 5th annual Art in the Park. So this is 5 years of doing these types of events. These include Art Walk Homestead and Art in the Park. And we have 5 main goals in mind: to bring our community together with intergenerational activities, to inspire a new passion, to get essential resources out to our residents, to give our local artists opportunities to share and to sell their work, and to help our mentoring, after school, and youth programs to continue to make an even bigger impact on our community. So it is along with the Southwest Advisory Committee that we are able to bring this to you. So I would love to invite up one of our members that I have here. Ms. Mallory, would you like to join me? So this is also all thanks to our community partners, my colleagues, and our amazing local sponsors. Tonight we are presenting 4 organizations with a check to help their programs grow. Each year we focus on a different type of art, and this year we highlighted Arts in Motions. So programs that offer dance or sports or music. Obviously art is interpretational, so that allows us to be able to help all different types of programs. So this one was called Art in Motion. So we have a short recap video so you can get a feeling of how amazing this event was. And then I would like to invite each organization up to say a few words about the amazing things they do. Well, thank you to one of our newest community partners, Crossbridge, for that amazing recap. So the first organization that I would love to call up here is BYOL. If you guys want to come join me. So BYOL stands for Build Your Own Legacy. And this mentoring / basketball group is my Art Walk poster child, if I had one. They were part of our very first one, where we spotlighted mentoring programs. And to see the amazing things that they have been able to accomplish in the last few years is truly amazing. It is all because of the heart that they pour into their work, but I would like to think that we played a little part in it. This is Trayvon Brown.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Trayvon Brown, founder and CEO of BYO Motivation. The organization has been around for 4 years. Our main goal is to motivate, uplift, and inspire the youth in our community. BYO is bigger than basketball. We like to motivate the kids, keep them off the streets to do something positive. I would like to bring up my captain, and he will give you a little recap of what BYO means to him.
Hello, my name is Daniel Fondora, and I just want to say what BYO means to me. What BYO means to me, BYO is a brotherhood. It's a place where I get to enjoy all the game I love with friends, and BYO has motivated me to do much more with the community.
This following week, we had took a trip to Orlando, the AAU Nationals. It was over 40 teams, and we was able to compete. We played against teams from South Carolina, Jacksonville, North Carolina, teams all around the world, and we were able to bring home some hardware. We took second place. And not only did we take second place, but we all got an experience out of it. Some kids, this was their first time leaving home without their parents. Some kids, this was their first time being able to go to Orlando and play basketball and compete against kids from different places of the world. So I just want to thank you.
I am incredibly proud of you all. Keep up the amazing work. And if you don't mind, stay up here with me for just a few. So next we have Out Loud Artistry. I don't believe they were able to make it tonight, but they are another group that are very near and dear to me. Robin Sanders has volunteered at probably every one of the art walks and is an amazing artist, dancer, and community partner. Along with her husband, Pastor Corey, they continue making Homestead better through creative outreach initiatives with their church, the Movement Church. So let's hear it for them as well. All right, next we have Homestead Senior Marching Band. You might remember we had them up here for a special presentation a few months ago, celebrating their standings of greatness that they achieved at the last FBA. And it had been 16 years that they were not able to make it in. So this is their band director, Mr. Rodriguez, and I hear we have the principal with us as well, Mr. Gallardi.
I'm so happy to be here today sharing the accomplishments of the Bronco Band. One of the amazing things about being a teacher at Homestead Senior High School is that I get to work with the Bronco Band. It's not just a band. It's not just a marching band. It's not just a music class. It is its own culture of excellence and artistry, and it's a conglomerate of students that really just care about bringing themselves up, bringing their school up, and bringing up their community. They really care about positive values, and I instill that in all of my students. So I'm happy that all of those values that I've been working on the last 2 years have really have come into fruition. So I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to thank the City of Homestead and Councilwoman Bailey for her undying support and their undying support of arts and sports in this community. So thank you.
I hired Mr. Rodriguez. I made a pretty good choice there. He really took ownership of the band, the marching band, and the entire music program at our school, and it's manifested into something that has been beyond my imagination. And it just really goes to show you that when you hire great teachers and you have great teachers in schools, the transformation that can take place within a program. His students adore him. His students revere him. The relationship that they have is a strong bond. And I'm always advocating for public education, Homestead Senior High School. And Mr. Rodriguez is a testament to the success that we're having, and also earning a B grade for this past school year, the second B since 1999. So we're very proud of the work that's being done and super proud of the band program as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So this group, along with everybody else here, they struggle to pay for travel expenses, for uniforms, to help families that might not be able to afford the program. So this little bit, we help, takes you somewhere you haven't been before, helps a struggling family. So that is the whole point of that. And last, but certainly not least, we have Prodigy Dance. These passionate young ladies, come on up. They overcame many hurdles, starting their studio right before the pandemic, but their commitment and tenacity has made Prodigy a force to be reckoned with here in Homestead. So here are Gabby and Alyssa Castro to introduce their organization.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Gabby, and this is my sister, Alyssa. We are the owner and co-owners of Prodigy Dance Studio, and we just opened up about a year ago. We're entering our season 2, and we're super blessed and fortunate to say that we just hit 200 kids, and we're opening a second location. Thanks to you guys and all of you that were able to donate. Our kids are fortunate to dance and help pay for the expenses. Competition and dance is very expensive. So thank you for everyone that has helped. Our kids are amazing, and we're so happy to be training the youth, especially now that they just came out of the pandemic. We're teaching them dance, we're teaching them manners, discipline. But yeah, thank you.
So once again, thank you to all of our sponsors, our supporters, our fabulous producers, Sharon and Natalie from Ask Holstar, and our amazing Southwest Advisory Board. Last thing I want to mention, our county commissioner, Commissioner McGee, surprised us on stage at Art Walk. You saw a picture of that in the recap video, and it made me cry. He matched our scholarship this year, so we are not only able to do 1,000, but with Commissioner McGee's help, you guys are getting $2,000 tonight. So it is a small contribution towards the amazing things you guys are doing. So keep up the amazing work of heart. And you want to hold the out loud for them, if you don't mind? All right, congratulations again. Keep up the amazing work. We are super proud of you, and we will be following you. All of your successes, anything you need help with, you know where to find us. One more real quick. This is the Robin Sanders I just mentioned. You'll have to watch the video to see all the nice things I said about you. There you are. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, and again, congratulations to all of you, and I know we'll see you all here at our next Art Walk. All right, Councilwoman Avila, if you're ready.
You're welcome. Congratulations to everyone, and I want to piggyback and say that Mr. Rodriguez, the band director, is also hosting from this summer the South Florida Youth Symphony course that's happening. Isn't there a free concert coming up?
There's a free concert coming up. Okay, so in 2 days, on Friday at noon in the Homestead Senior High School gymnasium, you'll see students waving you down, flagging you down in the parking lot. They'll lead you to the gym, 12 o'clock. So don't be late, don't be a square, be there, 11:45. Early's on time is late. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Which group is that?
I'm sorry.
This is the South Florida Youth Symphony Summer Camp in collaboration with the 305 Fine Arts Comprehensive Camp, which is happening from Miami-Dade County Public Schools. So it's nice.
Absolutely.
Good,
It's a
thank you.
great opportunity that's being provided to local Homestead students doing symphony with the South Florida Youth Symphony program. Thank you for that. All right, so my presentation here today is to recognize some pretty amazing people. And for those of you who know me, you know that I'm all about the community getting together and doing grassroots projects where businesses and volunteers and parents and residents get together and fix a problem. The city can do what they can do, and we have to budget and we have to stick to plans to get things done. But sometimes those problems need immediate attention. And today we're going to show you some pictures which you'll be able to see a group of families getting together with businesses to fix the fields at Harris Field. So I want to call up some important individuals. So as you hear your name, please come on up. And I want to start with Michelle Algarin, or Algarin, that's better. And she is the program director with Little League. And I want you to just say a few words as to how it all came about, because I know that this was really grassroots and dedicated parents.
This project all started with a text by Jason. He's kind of a pain in the butt. He wanted to get these fields fixed. I've wanted to get these fields fixed, and he knew the right people to ask. So thank you mostly to Jason for coming up with this project idea. Thank you to Andy, who is another huge help, and to Tom Vick. I want to say Mr. Vick, sorry. I know kids' names more than I know parents' names. He brought in all the heavy equipment and really got things going. Chris was there helping out all day. We were all dying, but we got it done.
Thank you so much. You stay right up here. So Michelle, this is your certificate, and they all say the same thing. It's going to have your name, and it says, in acknowledgement of your commitment to serving others and your community through your contribution to beautify Harris Field Baseball Park. So that's presented to you. Thank you for being an incredible leader and inspiring families to get out of their comfort zone and make things happen for their community. Next up, Jason Aldama. Thank you so much. Next, we have Chris Garcia de los Rios. Is he here? All right. Thank you for all you did. Edgar Hedosia. Not here? Okay. Can I give it to you, Michelle? You can take it? All right. So we'll leave that one to the side. Brian McNerney. McNerney? Andy, you want to come on up? You'll be next soon. Sean Reeder. Andy Rodriguez, right? Rachel Rodriguez. Oh, that's your wife? Okay, see? Moms and dads and businesses. Brody Rodriguez. Oh, fantastic. Jamie Sheeter. Okay. Davis family. I've got one certificate for the whole Davis family. All right. Lopez family. Sardinas family. They're here? Oh, the Lopezes. Come on up. Come on, guys. We want you in the picture, too. This is so important for the community to see what others are doing because it inspires it to continue. Okay, it is a contagious thing. Congratulations, guys. Thank you so much for doing that. The Sardinas family, are they here? Yeah? Okay, thank you. Macy Vick, Tom Vick, Kristen Vick, Emma Vick. Is this Emma? And Maddie Vick. Thank you guys so much. Mr. Vick, this is for you. Who's Macy? Hey, Macy. Kristen. Okay. Emma. Wow, fantastic. Thank you guys so much. And there were so many, you know, when I asked Michelle, can you just tell me who volunteered and got this done? The text messages were just rolling in. It like wouldn't stop, and that's a good problem to have. And so we're trying to make sure we have everyone recognized. So if there's anyone that did not get recognized, please let me know. We'll make a certificate for them. Brightview Landscape Services, are they here? So Brightview Landscape Services, they do a lot of work for us in the city. They are contracted, a contractor for us, and they also donated the sod, right? Okay. Chad Moons, is he here? Clean Cut Lawn, Inc. Okay. Redland Company? You could take Chad? Okay, and A1A Sod and Sand? So also there's a company called Warbird, right? So they donated the rocks and big machine. And then the Redland Company donated the big roller to flatten the lip. And then we had Mr. Vick, you're a local farmer, and you donated all the equipment too. How many hours did it take to get this job done?
Organizing was about a bunch of texts, a bunch of calls, a bunch of reaching out. Once we got started, it was about 12 hours. Andy was there from about 6:30 a.m. to about 6:30 p.m. Tom also. The kids hustled it up. I mean, there's videos of them putting out grass. They did about 4 to 5 hours of hard labor. I mean, we should be very proud of them. They left with dirty hands, and they all are proud to see their fields up on the, right? Right? That's what they said when they saw the pictures. Their fields.
These are their fields, absolutely.
Just took time putting it together with Michelle and Andy and being the, I'm basically was the voice of it, but these guys are the ones that did a lot of the work, you know. I was just in the middleman.
And this did not happen in November or December or January. This happened literally the weekend of the 4th of July. So it was really, really hot. And they dedicated that time, not with having barbecues with family, but being out there in the heat doing this hard work. So thank you so much on behalf of the City of Homestead and all of the families that will come to enjoy Harris Field over the next couple of years. Thank you so much.
Well, again, thank you all. Your efforts are what truly builds a community. It's not about watching it being done. It's about getting in the dirt and getting your hands dirty. And thank you for taking that initiative. Appreciate that. All right, is that it, Councilwoman? Yes, sir. For your presentation? Well, thank you. That concludes the presentation agenda for tonight. We're going to adjourn this meeting, and we will roll into a brief meeting at 5:30 and then our regular council meeting at 6. Again, thank you all for all that you do and for coming here tonight and allowing us to at least give a very small token of our appreciation for all of your efforts and in everything that you do for the kids in our community. So thank you all. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to call the City of Homestead Local Planning Agency meeting to order. Today is Wednesday, July 27th, 2022, and it is now 5:35 p.m. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Board Member Avila? Here. Board Member Bailey? Here. Board Member Roth? Here. Chairman Losner?
Here. All right. Are there any additions, deletions, or deferrals? None? Mr. Cordino? None? All right.
All set.
Very good. We have before us the minutes of the meeting of April 27th, 2022. I'll entertain a motion for approval of the minutes. Moved by Member Bailey, seconded by Member Roth. Any further questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next item, do we have an attorney online that's going to take this for the quasi-judicial portion?
Mayor, yes, they should be online. James, Matt?
Yes, Mayor, this is James. There's no items on the quasi-judicial agenda. The only item is tab 2, which is legislative.
Very good.
That is an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the master development plan for the Homestead Park of Commerce as requested by Moss Worldwide LLC to amend the general architectural controls, building setbacks on a portion of the property identified by Miami-Dade County Folio number 10-7921-011-035, located within the East End District of the Homestead Park of Commerce, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. White. Mr. Cordino?
Yes, sir. We are recommending that the staff recommends that the local planning agency consider this text amendment to the Homestead Park of Commerce master plan to modify the general architectural controls related to the building setbacks for the property. The applicant is asking to have a 25-foot setback instead of a 50-foot setback. And this is in the Homestead Park of Commerce, which is kind of underneath a layer cake of ordinance. It's a Homestead Park of Commerce in the DRI, which was set off originally in I think, 2001. So it's about 21 years worth of regulations there. So again, they're asking for 25-foot setback where they are required 50. If this were to be approved next month, we'll be back with a site plan for the site. So,
Very good. Any initial questions or comments from council? Mr. Cordino, didn't we entertain a similar request and in fact approve it, I guess somewhere up in the northerly area recently on some of that Doug LLC property?
yes, we did. I believe
yeah.
This wouldn't be unusual. I mean, I think it's kind of not stretching.
Right. We went through the analysis then that it was an entirely different situation, overkill on the setbacks, if you will.
It's a pretty large setback. It's 50 feet. We were talking about it in the office, and it's like, wow, I mean, we envision what they were looking for out there as kind of an office complex, but 50 feet is pretty big.
All right. Is the applicant or the applicant's representative present? If you wish to stand available for any further questions or anything to add to the staff report?
No, Jason Bass, representing Moss Worldwide. Just here to answer any questions that you may have.
All right. Doesn't appear that we have any. I'll open the public hearing and ask if there's anyone in the audience or online wishing to speak to this matter. Okay, it doesn't seem as though there's anyone wishing to speak either way, so I'll entertain a motion for approval.
I'll move it.
Moved by Board Member Bailey, seconded by Board Member Avila. Any final comments from council? Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Board Member Roth?
Yes.
Board Member Avila?
Yes.
Board Member Bailey?
Yes.
Chairman Losner?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Very good, thank you. Does that conclude the business section of the agenda? Thank you, Mr. Cordino. Any further business from your department? All right. Mr. Attorney, anything further from you on this agenda?
No, Mr. Mayor.
All right, any further reports from the board? Entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Board Member Avila, seconded by Board Member Bailey. All in favor? Aye. All right, we will adjourn the regular council meeting at 6 p.m. Thank you all. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'd like to call the City of Homestead City Council meeting to order. Today is Wednesday, July 27th, 2022, and it is now 6 p.m. Thank you all for being here. I'd like to invite Pastor Marcus Assis, pastor of the Crossbridge Church, to provide the invocation for us tonight, and that will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Councilwoman Avila. Is the pastor here? All right. Not here yet. Yeah. Any volunteers to give our invocation tonight? I'm not joking. All right. Councilwoman Avila is going to step up to the pulpit.
Oh, okay. Thank you. If you'll bow your heads in prayer with me. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to come together as a community and as a city. We ask for your blessing and your hand of protection over us. Please place a hedge over our families, over our city leaders, over our police department, over our planning and zoning, over our public works, our parks and recs, as we work diligently in the community for our families and for the children of our city. We ask for your guidance and for the will to continue doing the good work that we do. In the Lord's name we pray. Amen. Now if you'll face the flag and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Fletcher.
Present.
Councilwoman Avila. Here. Councilwoman Bailey. Here. Councilman Roth.
Here.
Mayor Losner.
Here. Thank you. We have a quorum. Mr. Manager, are there any additions, deletions, or deferrals?
Mayor, we'd like to defer tab 17, car number 3568, Florida City Gas, Homestead Gas franchise. We'd like to defer to next month's August council meeting.
Hey, do we have a motion to defer? Moved by Councilwoman Avila, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, very good. Next, we have item 4, tabs 1 through 15, the consent agenda rolled over from our committee of the whole meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Moved by Councilman Roth, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. Are there any further questions or comments? All in favor? Any opposed? Not opposed. Okay. There are no quasi-judicial items tonight. Moving on to item 6, tab 16. We have first reading of an ordinance. Car number 3605, public hearing 2022-90, modification, which is a text amendment to the Homestead Park of Commerce Master Plan. Mr. Attorney, would you please read it by title?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is an ordinance for first reading. It's an ordinance of the City of Homestead, Florida, amending the Master Development Plan for the Homestead Park of Commerce as requested by Mox Worldwide, LLC, to amend the general architectural controls, building setback, on a portion of the property identified by Miami-Dade County Folio number 10-7921-011-0035, located within the East End District of the Homestead Park of Commerce, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Pearl. Mr. Cordino.
Yes, sir. Staff recommends that the mayor and council consider the text amendment to the Park of Commerce Master Plan. They are asking for a setback change. They're asking the property to be developed at 25 feet where 50 feet is required. And I'll answer any questions if you have them.
Thank you. Council, any initial questions? Mr. Roth?
Yeah, just want to thank you,
Councilman
Mayor. Mr. Cordino,
Yes, sir.
how many other properties are like this in the Park of Commerce that we're going to have to go through this process on? Is it something we can do now to avoid delays in the future?
There's not a whole ton of them left. I mean, there's some space left, and we could go back and modify the plan, just call out a different setback, and be done with it all in one fell swoop, or just entertain this every time it comes about. We haven't necessarily dealt with this a ton, but we have dealt with it before.
Right, and I think I remember one, and I don't know if they ever came to the city, that there was a chip maker of some sort that was going to deal with aviation parts, and we had to go through that process. I don't know if they ever came to the city at that, once we went through the process with them, but they never did. So, all right, that's all. I just was curious if this is something we're going to deal with in the future, or you can take it as they come and, just deal with it then. And
We likely will, because I think that the 50 feet is a really large setback, and so I think probably that the contemporary development wants to be a little bit less. And again, there's two options. We can change it by just converting the master plan to something less, or just dealing with it as it comes.
Yeah,
So-
I'm hearing voices. So do you think it's a deterrent for people that are looking at the Park of Commerce to build?
I
that
wouldn't
they
say
come across
so,
this?
because we're really flexible with this type of thing. It's not a laborious task to go through, and it doesn't appear to be controversial whatsoever. So I don't think it's a deterrent. It's just like everything else we do, it's kind of the product of we said the Rockefeller plan and all that stuff came in 2001. So it's the product of dealing with 2001 zoning in 2022. Times change, and when times have changed, that you got to keep up with the pace, and that's.
Understand. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Roth. Anything further from council at this point? I know Mr. Bass is here on behalf of the applicant. Anything to add? Any further questions of Mr. Bass?
Good evening. I don't really have anything further to add. Clearing that up in the Homestead Park of Commerce master plan, I guess it would depend on how many parcels are left that this would affect, but had it been done sooner, it probably would have been helpful. It may be something to look at if it would affect future applicants, because it costs a little bit of time and quite a bit of money to go through that process. And if there's a number of applicants that are going to come before you in the future, it may be something that the city might want to look at doing.
Very good, appreciate that. All right, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone either present or online wishing to address this matter? None appearing, then I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion for approval. Moved by Councilwoman Avila, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. There are no final comments. We'll have a roll call vote.
Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilman Fletcher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Avila? Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Mayor Losner?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. All right, our next item has been deferred. Tab 17 has been deferred into to our following meeting. Move on to item 7, tab 18, resolutions. It's car number 3610, a CRA loan, which we discussed at our CRA meeting last week. Mr. Pearl?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, authorizing the City of Homestead Community Redevelopment Agency to submit a request to Miami-Dade County to borrow monies, pledging tax increment revenue as collateral, authorizing the issuance of a request for proposal for the financing terms, providing for implementation, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Pearl. Is that you, Mr. Manager, or the CRA Director?
It'll be me, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. The interlocal agreement with Miami-Dade County for the Homestead Community Redevelopment Agency requires the approval of the Homestead CRA Board, the Homestead City Council, and the Miami Board of County Commissioners to borrow funds. The Homestead CRA desires to seek county approval to pledge a portion of its tax increment revenue as collateral for a loan to cover costs associated with property acquisition, relocation, and construction related to the development of projects in the downtown and areas adjacent to the South Dade Transit Way. Staff recommends that council approve the attached resolution authorizing the executive director to, 1, submit a request to Miami-Dade County for authorization to borrow funds from a private source for the identified purposes to give such security as may be required, and 2, to issue a request for proposals to identify the best terms available for the proposed loan of $3.9 to $6.5 million, which will be secured solely by a pledge of tax increment revenues generated within the redevelopment area. A resolution authorizing the Homestead CRA Executive Director to submit a request to Miami-Dade County seeking authorization to borrow funds and to issue a request for proposals to identify best loan terms was approved by the Homestead CRA Board on July 20th, 2022. Terms of any loan and property acquisition will come back to the board for approval.
All right, thank you, Mr. Estrada. Any initial questions or comments from council? All right, so we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone present or online wishing to make a comment or ask any questions about this item? None appearing. I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion for approval. Moved by Councilwoman Bailey, seconded by Councilwoman Avila. If there are no final comments from council, we'll have a roll call.
Councilman Fletcher?
Yes.
Councilman Ross? Yes. Councilwoman Bailey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Avila? Mayor Losner?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. The next item is tab 19, car number 3563, Community Development Block Grant, substantial amendments to action plan. Mr. Pearl?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, tab 19 is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, adopting and authorizing the submission of amended action plans to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development for approval, reprogramming the city's fiscal year 21-22 and fiscal year 2015-2016 CDBG funding allocations, providing for implementation and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Pearl. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. On April 11th, 2022, the city was notified by the Miami Field Office of HUD that the fiscal year 2015-16 CDBG grant funds, a total of $223,733, were at risk of cancellation if not dispersed by September 28th, 2022. In an effort to expedite the expenditure and disbursement of these funds by the deadline, staff is recommending to fund the fiscal year 2021-22 debt service on the Section 108 HUD loan with the reallocated fiscal year 2015-16 program funds. Additionally, fiscal year 2021-22 action plan program funds will be reallocated to fund the fiscal year 2015-16 at-risk projects. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution authorizing the city manager to submit the amended Community Development Block Grant Action Plans for fiscal year 2015-16 and fiscal year 2021-22 to United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. This is the second amendment to the plans and represents a reallocation of fiscal year 2015-16 program funds for the former YMCA facility and fiscal year 2021-22 program funds for the Housing Rehabilitation Program to pay the debt service on the Section 108 HUD loan.
Thank you. Council, any initial questions, comments? All right, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone present or online wishing to speak on this matter? None appearing, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion to approve. Moved by Councilman Ross, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. Any final questions or comments from council? All right, let's have a roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey? Councilman Ross? Yes. Councilman Fletcher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Avila? Yes. Mayor Losner?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Our next item is tab 20, car number 3615, settlement of claims made by Eva OJEDA. Mr. Pearl?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, tab 20 is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving the settlement of all claims made by Ava Ojeda, providing for implementation and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. On September 22nd, 2017, Eva Ojeda was involved in a motor vehicle accident with the City of Homestead Police Department Dodge Charger. Ms. Ojeda filed a lawsuit against the City of Homestead arising from the accident and is willing to execute a general release extinguishing any and all claims, including all past, present, and future claims for damages arising from the accident for a total amount of $15,000, including all costs and attorney's fees. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution approving the settlement of all claims by Eva Ojeda and inclusive of costs and attorney's fees for $15,000.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Any questions from council? All right, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone here or online wishing to address this matter? Okay, we'll close the public hearing then, and I'll entertain a motion to approve this matter. Moved by Councilman Roth, second by Councilwoman Avila. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Avila? Yes. Councilman Fletcher?
Yes.
Councilman Roth? Yes. Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Mayor Lawson?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Our next item is tab 21, car number 3616, settlement of claims made by ARIANE Donate and Alfonso Donate. Mr. Pearl.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving the settlement of all claims made by ARIANE Donate and Alfonso Donate, providing for implementation and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Pearl. Mr. Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. On August 23, 2014, ARIANE Donate was involved in a trip and fall accident on the sidewalk located at or near the intersection of Campbell Drive and Waterstone Way. Her husband, Alfonso Donate, also alleged injuries in relation to the accident. Ms. Donate and Mr. Donate filed a lawsuit against the City of Homestead arising from the accident. Both Ms. Donate and Mr. Donate are willing to execute general releases extinguishing any and all claims, including all past, present, and future claims for damages arising from the accident for a total amount of $100,000, including all costs and attorney's fees. 100% of the settlement amount will be paid directly by the traveler's insurance company. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution approving the settlement of all claims made by ARIANE Donate and Alfonso Donate for a total amount of $100,000, inclusive of costs and attorney's fees.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Council? Nope. Just want to reiterate something, that this settlement is paid exclusively through insurance proceeds. This is not city money being utilized to settle this lawsuit.
You're absolutely correct, Mayor. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. All right. Is there anyone wishing to speak on this matter? Yeah, I'll close the public hearing and ask for a motion to approve. Moved by Councilwoman Avila, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Roth? Yes. Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilwoman Avila? Yes. Councilman Fletcher?
Yes.
Mayor Lawson?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Our next item is tab 22, car number 3617, settlement of claims made by Francisco Miranda. Mr. Pearl.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, tab 22 is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving the settlement of all claims made by Francisco Miranda, providing for implementation and providing for an effective date.
Thank you, Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. On August 14, 2019, Francisco Miranda was involved in a motor vehicle accident with the City of Homestead Ford F-350 truck. Mr. Miranda alleges to have suffered personal injuries and incurred medical expenses as a result of the accident and filed a lawsuit against the City of Homestead. Mr. Miranda is willing to execute a general release extinguishing any and all claims, including all past, present, and future claims for damages arising from the accident for a total of $16,000, including all costs and attorney's fees. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution approving the settlement of all claims being made by Francisco Miranda for a total amount of $16,000, including all costs and attorney's fees.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Council? Any public comments? I will close the public hearing. If there are no further questions or comments by council, I'll ask for a motion to approve. Moved by Councilwoman Avila, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilman Fletcher?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilwoman Avila? Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Mayor Losner?
Yes.
The motion carries.
Thank you. Next item is tab 23, account number 3618, settlement of claims made by Michelle Tillery. Mr. Pearl.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. This is a resolution of the City Council of the City of Homestead, Florida, approving settlements of all claims made by Michelle Tillery, providing for implementation, providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Mr. Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. On January 13th, 2020, Michael Tillery was involved in a motor vehicle accident with the City of Homestead sanitation Mack truck. Mr. Tillery alleges to have suffered personal injuries and incurred medical expenses as a result of the accident and filed a lawsuit against the City of Homestead. Mr. Tillery is willing to execute a general release extinguishing any and all claims, including all past, present, and future claims for damages arising from the accident for a total amount of $125,000, including all costs and attorney's fees. Staff recommends that Mayor and Council approve the attached resolution approving the settlement of claims made by Mr. Michael Tillery for a total amount of $125,000, including all costs and attorney's fees.
Thank you. Questions from council? Okay, we'll open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this matter? Okay, I'll close the public hearing and entertain a motion for approval. Moved by Councilwoman Avila, seconded by Councilwoman Bailey. Let's have a roll call vote, Madam Clerk.
Councilwoman Bailey? Yes. Councilwoman Avila? Yes. Councilman Roth?
Yes.
Councilman Fletcher?
Yes.
Councilman Fletcher?
Yes.
Mayor Losner?
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, very good. We are now entering into the public comments section of our agenda. I will first give the opportunity to the three individuals who have pre-registered in order of the time that these requests were clocked in. The first is from Melinda Washington. Ms. Washington, are you here or online? Melinda Washington. All right, good. All right, next, Jennifer Rodriguez. Are you with us? Ms. Rodriguez? On behalf of Patches. Okay, no one online? All right, very good. And finally, let's get Mr. Kraft a microphone if we haven't already done. Well, not finally. Let's go ahead and get Mr. Kraft a microphone.
Thanks. I have a question regarding Hickory. It's a town over on Chrome Avenue. Where are we with it, and when can we be anticipating buying pastry there?
Question was regarding, we have had a hard
The
time-
bakery.
The bakery.
We spend a lot of money on it.
The Sweet Jaylene's.
Mitra, can we get a quick update, please? Thank you.
Are you referring to Sweet Jaylene's or Escape Bakery Bar and Restaurant?
The one that is coming next to Losner Park.
Sweet Jaylene's?
Yes.
So they are in the process of getting ready to start their build-out. They are getting quotes for the build-out at this time. I cannot give you a time when it's all going to be complete, but they are in the process of getting started.
So we can hope they will open before Christmas?
Yes, you can hope that they will be open for Christmas.
You're the most optimistic person in this room with that comment.
Okay, then I have another one. What about the beauty salon over on Maury? When can we anticipating something there?
I just received an update from them today. They anticipate opening November.
That's perfect. And yeah, then I want to ask about our project up on the old city hall. Where are we, and when can we see some results where we have either this is what we do, or do we walk away, like fold them and walk away and invite somebody else? Or do we continue with Mr. Milo and urban development? Where are we with it? An update, or would that be another workshop?
That's the multi-million-dollar question that permeates this building, Mr. Kraft. And,
That's a good one.
It's a good question, and it's hard to answer. We are still in discussions with the related urban group. And specifically to your question, when will we have another meeting? Depending upon what transpires in the next 10 days, as bear in mind that there are council members who have not yet been briefed with respect to, from our consultants. And at such time as the manager is, I can jump in if I misspeak, Mr. Estrada, comfortable having further discussions or get some, a consensus based upon recommendations and reviews to terminate the discussions. But I would anticipate by the August council meeting, we will have something to report as to, that fork in the road as to which way we may be going with that.
That sounds like a good thing.
That's the best I can give you right now.
That means it will almost be at the same time where we'll have State of the Union, State of the City.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out. With time to spare on the clock. And that's not an invitation to dream up another question. Oh, see, she reset the clock. All right. Mr. Bass, did you have a general comment, or was that with respect to your agenda items? Okay. All right, very good. So are there any further? Yes, please come to the podium and, no, okay. All right, very good. Misread the hand signal. All right, is there anyone online? Anyone else in the chambers who wishes to make a public comment tonight? All right, so I will close the public comment section of the agenda. Mr. Manager, any further business?
Nothing from the manager's office, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Attorneys, anything further?
No, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Fletcher, anything under your business tonight? Councilman Fletcher? Okay.
Yes, can you hear me, Mr. Mayor?
We can now.
Okay, thank you. Something real quick. Sorry I couldn't be there this evening. I'm out on the Pacific time zone. Just wanted to ask the staff. I got called by a community member today in regards to the cleanliness of US 1 in comparison to that on Campbell Drive. Is that something we can take a look at in addressing, being that that's our main north-south access way through the city? And if we have to make calls to the county or the state to help clean that up a little bit, because there's a lot of different things going on and we need to address that.
Thank you, Councilman. We'll definitely follow up with the county and the state.
Thank you so much. That's all I have tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Fletcher. And I see that representatives from Patches have joined us, and I want to go back for a moment to the public comments section and ask you to come down to the podium and give us your name and address for the record and take your 3 minutes.
Thank you so much. My name is Jennifer Rodriguez. I am a Nurse and Development Associate at Patches PPEC. Some of you I have met before. So Patches is a medical facility that cares for medically fragile and complex fragile children. And we have also been working extensively with the school board of Miami-Dade County to try and get some help and assistance for the kids to make sure they're getting the proper education that they need. So on top of nursing, therapy staff, and educational staff, we have worked extensively in the community to try and raise funds to build our new Patches Village, which is why we have created our development team. I'm here with our Director of Development, and I just wanted to come here introduce ourselves. Her name is Giselle. Again, my name is Jennifer. So we have some business cards we'd love to give people if you are interested. The hope is to try and get some of you guys to come visit and tour our facility, see what we do, see how we work, and ultimately visit with the children. That's really where the impact is. Our fundraising committee, Heartbeats for Patches, is hosting our 3rd annual golf tournament, October 28th. We have Sean Bettier from the Miami Heat, former player, who will be our honorary chairperson. So we're also hoping to get that spread to the community so that we can get more golfers and hopefully some more fundraising done. Again, if you have any questions, we'll be here to give our business cards. We have our website up and running if you'd like to learn more. And we're ultimately just hoping to spread the word at what we do to the community and get your support. Thank you for your time, and sorry we were late.
Thank you, and I
Thank
think
you.
all of us are familiar with what you do and your, but for, some of us and those who avail themselves of your services, you're really just one of those unknown, under the radar gems of our community that just provide just an amazing, amazing service to those who need that which you provide.
Yes, thank
And
you
certainly
again.
we're here anytime for you. Look forward to
Awesome.
visiting.
Perfect,
Counsel,
yes.
anything further?
We are open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Obviously, we don't expect anyone to come visit that early in the morning at 6, but we would love to have some of you guys come and tour our facility. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to say that your social media recently has been on point. So keep up the good job. You're really giving someone an inside look as to what you guys do. And I invite you to reach out to your local civic clubs. Maybe it's a good time to do some presentations to the new members that they have and to ask for some money, because I know a lot of us have done our fundraising for those clubs. So
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that.
Thank you for coming tonight. Appreciate that. All right, with that, Councilwoman Avila, we are on to your business.
Thank you. Before I go into some important matters that I'd like the council to give some direction on, I wanted to say thank you for the members on council who donated time and money and supplies to my back-to-school supplies giveaway. And that is kind of ongoing. We had an event this past Sunday at the Waterstone Clubhouse, and we have another event coming up this Sunday in Malibu Bay. And anyone who is in need of school supplies, they can reach out to my office and let us know, and we will do our best to try to connect you with some school supplies. But among the donors, we also had This Is for the Kids, Inc., we had Pray in Pink, Women's Club of Homestead, Together for Children, Kiwanis Homestead South Dade, as well as Parenting Moments and Citrus Family Network at the event, donating time, and free books as well were donated. So thank you so much for coming together and serving your community in that capacity. In a day and age where rents are skyrocketing all around Miami-Dade County, school supplies are just another cost to add to the needs of the families. So thank you again for that. I wanted to mention to council that I have been in discussion with staff trying to get some direction and some history lessons. Over the last 18 years, there have been several discussions regarding billboards and whether or not we can have them and why can't we have them. And if you notice as you drive down the turnpike, you see billboards pretty much throughout Miami-Dade County, and then it stops when you're getting into Homestead, and then it starts again in Florida City. And it's like, why is that? Why can't we figure out a way to have it done? And my understanding is that it's pretty much all or nothing. There have been discussions about having billboards just along the turnpike corridor, but you really can't do that. You can't just keep it specific for the turnpike area. You have to be okay with it being citywide or nothing at all. So I think it's time that we reconsider, or at least reinvestigate what that would look like and what those ordinances would need to be if we wanted to consider approving it. So I'm not asking for an approval or a decision tonight, but we do need to at least be in a consensus to allow staff to do the homework and the research to bring us something, bring us an item. And I know Matt is probably still on the call. If he would like to add to that and answer any additional questions, I would appreciate it.
Well, let's hear from council before we have Mr. Pearl weigh in. Councilman Roth? Billboards. Okay. Councilwoman Bailey?
Don't we have billboards in Homestead? US 1 around 260. I thought we did have some.
I believe there are a handful of billboards in the city. The last time we addressed this was, I want to say, 5 or 6 years ago with billboards, proposed billboards on the turnpike. And we dealt with spacing and those types of things. I'd have to go back through the notes. We've got a lot of notes on it, so I'm sure I could get us up to speed pretty quickly. And I'll do that starting tonight, and we'll get you a report.
What you might be thinking of are billboards that are on site for businesses that are on site. So the billboards that are traditional, like along the turnpike, are off-premise advertising, and that's the key difference.
And this is an important issue, and I was aware and had some inside knowledge, or I guess just aware of, a proposed ordinance that was floated several years ago, probably 6, 7 years ago, that addressed the turnpike corridor that never went forward for consideration in any manner. I've only recently learned that there is the potential issue that is an all or nothing situation. I would like to be fully briefed and informed on that and know, whether there's any middle ground where we have some ability. I mean, sitting here in a vacuum, I would be supportive of very limited allowances in the turnpike corridor. But if that means, almost anything goes throughout the rest of the city, without the ability to do that, I don't know about that. But I think that this is a good place to ask our attorneys to come at a committee of the whole meeting or a council meeting in the near future and give us the inside scoop and the full review of what we can and can't do, or what the adoption of any type of billboard ordinance would mean. Do we cede control and location? So, I would be supportive of at least receiving that briefing in public.
Thank you, Mayor. And just to clarify, I would be encouraging us to have regulation and have a very strategic plan as to how we move forward. And I think that the corridor along the turnpike is probably the easy part. It's how are we going to set up the policy and the ordinance for the rest of the city, and what is that spacing going to look like?
Or if we can.
If we can, and have, what the illumination and the height requirements and all that stuff. So they can't answer all those questions unless we give them the direction. That's why it's on my agenda. Thank you.
And I would like to be able to have that discussion. Councilman Roth, are you okay with that? To go forward and at least get the educational process done, and we go from there. What's that? Yeah. Councilman Fletcher, anything to add?
No, I'm looking forward to having that discussion. I am aware that there is one billboard on South Dixie Highway right around the old IHOP area. So I know there's that one that faces south, that when you're traveling north, it's on the east side of the highway.
Very good. All right, so staff, is that sufficient input?
Yes, Mayor, thank you.
All right.
We'll get together with Development Services, we'll dust off the old information, and we'll go ahead and update council.
All right, very good. Thank you. Does that conclude your business, Councilwoman? No? Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to try to make it quick so we can get out very soon. The next item I wanted to ask was for a discussion, maybe at a workshop, with regards to mixed-use development along Campbell Drive, specifically around the Homestead Hospital area. This is coming up because, in light of all the discussion with our downtown, and then I had a sunshine meeting with Vice Mayor, and we invited some developers, and just trying to discuss, like, what is it that we need to do to generate, development, and what else is out there with regards to mixed use and incorporating residential with retail and commercial, and demographics when it comes to population and density and incomes and things like that are very important. And speaking of the east side, which is District 5, my district, with regards to the location of Homestead Hospital and attracting, high quality employees to work at the hospital, and what is the residential climate in the area, there really aren't a lot of options unless you're buying in a gated community like Waterstone or Malibu Bay or south of Campbell Drive. So in order for something else, a product that is being demanded right now to even come up for discussion, we'd have to allow for mixed-use development, similar to what we have in the Southwest Master Plan. We'd have to allow it on the east side. So I think it's a land use discussion, and I would need Development Services to give us some guidance on how we would go forward, even discussing changing something like that, or adding it to the list of categories, I think is what we would have to do.
It's a great question. I think what we do is simply just initiate a process, like we were doing for the downtown. Let's get a study area, a map, make sure that we understand what area you want, and then based on that, it's really your all's personal preference of what you want to go there, and we can analyze the different uses that you would put in there and look at different zoning categories. Basically, the same conversation. Mix of uses, what's allowed, what's not allowed, heights, densities, floor area ratios, and then other things that fall out of that, like setbacks, parking requirements, open space, those types of things. So it functions the way you want it to function and looks the way you want it to look.
So what would be the next step?
A workshop would be the next step, or if you can tell us what area you want to look at, and I want to understand if you want mixed use, how tall, how dense, those types of things. We can come back with a proposal, or you can talk to us and instruct us on, look at these ranges, do something like it.
We probably need to define an area, just as we did for the downtown, the broader downtown.
Yeah, I think that's the best bet, so we know what we're shooting at, and the point there is we want to make sure that there's any places you want to protect. Like if there's a single family around it, do we want to protect the single family, buffer it somehow? Then I don't want to overcomplicate it. Again, it's densities, heights, the uses, and buffering, those types of things.
Right, because there isn't a whole lot of land left, but there is some land there, and I'd like for it to be designed to a vision that fits us.
Well, and there is some potential, and I think that's our next wave throughout the city is redevelopment of older housing stock at all different products. So, so that we're not doing it here on the fly, maybe we schedule a workshop, get those good large aerial maps of, pick, Campbell Drive being east of US 1, being the center of that map, and taking a look and defining that area just as we did for the downtown. So, once we have a full complement back, let's check their schedules and do that. Yes, Councilwoman Bailey.
Thank you. And just to make sure that we, just to make sure we think about what percentage of commercial we want to make sure happens along with that. Thank you.
Councilman Roth.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a very familiar topic now that I think I met with somebody a month or two ago that had an idea, and I don't know if they came to Development Services yet, but the question you're asking, the zoning and those things don't even exist in our code for what they wanted to do, and they wanted to put up luxury apartment-style living across from the hospital to support the employees that Baptist had reached out to this developer to bring in, and it would be pretty much a luxury type thing, giving him all the pamperings and all those things. And this is right next to, well, maybe I shouldn't disclose the property at this point, but they were going to need to come to us for help. They did have a commercial component to it as well, and there's definitely demand, but the interesting thing was that it's not in our code anywhere, so they have to go through this whole process. And what excited me was it wasn't, I asked them like several times, are you sure? This is not subsidized, this is not, no, this is luxury apartments with amenities and
amenitized market rate.
It was in market rate rent, and it would be mainly professionals that would be supporting the hospital, nurses, doctors, interns, and all those different things that come over. I don't know what the employee number is at the hospital, and I'm not sure if I remember what their numbers were as far as units per acre. But yeah, definitely we need to at least have that conversation on that side, especially, I've been in the city a long time. Mary, you've been in the city a long time. We don't have any market rate apartment complexes here, so nobody can come here and rent an apartment like you can in the Kendall area or South Miami or Coral Gables or anywhere like that. So this is definitely something we need to look at. Would be an asset, I think, to the city if we can get it to come together. So that's all. I just want to add that. Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's coordinate schedules and make that happen.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys supporting my agenda items. And last but not least, please support the Military Affairs Council. They're having a Vegas night this Friday from 6 to 10 p.m. at Redland Golf and Country Club. It's always a fantastic time. You turn in your poker chips for raffle tickets, so it's all fun for fundraising for military. And as well, free concert this Friday at Homestead Senior High School. If you were here for the presentations, you saw the band teacher. They are putting on, our Homestead students are putting on a symphony here in Homestead. So come out and enjoy, 12 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Bailey, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one very quick thing. I wanted to offer anybody doing back to school giveaways. We have resource flyers through Together for Children. We have a group called Parenting Moments that are helping to keep all the resources updated for our community. So you can reach out to my office if you would like a stack of flyers to put inside these book bags for the families, or you can visit the SWAC website at cityofhomestead/SWAC, SWAC. That's all. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Roth.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to share my experience this last week or so at the Seminole Theater. If none of you got to experience the show Mamma Mia, it was so good I went a second time. Sold out. They added another show. And if you haven't been to the Seminole Theater for any of their live performances, I haven't seen a bad show there yet. All of the performers that were in the Mamma Mia production were local, and it blew me away how professional, how well they sung. I mean, it was on point to the last show I went to was this past Sunday. Not only did they get a standing ovation, they stood up and they danced the final 2 acts. It was amazing. The energy was exciting, and I've requested an encore presentation. I don't know that I'll get that, but if it does come around again, I really suggest that if you get an opportunity, go check it out. It was just a great, fantastic event. And it's local, it's our people, it was really, really cool. I can go on because I went twice. I mean, I think there was a guy that beat me. I think a guy went 4 times. Some other guy saw the show 4 times. So, but yeah, it was really cool to see, and the theater was alive, and it was great. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. That echoes everything I've seen online and heard in person. It was just a fantastic performance. Councilwoman?
Sorry, I just want to piggyback on that real quick because the drama camp kids at the Seminole Theater, they're putting on their live performance this Friday as well, 8 o'clock. So all the kids that are at the Seminole camp, they're doing a show. So you're welcome to also come out and support that. There are tickets on sale for that as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right. Okay. Did I hit every? Yeah. You did yours,
Fletcher?
right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Fletcher and you.
Yes.
Yes, okay. All right. I want to make an announcement that there are 2 vacancies on the Police Pension Board. There's an error here in the agenda. This is not a reappointment. This was the second second position was due to a vacancy in the seat of previously that Mr. Pauly was previously named to. So to clarify, we're going to announce 2 open positions, 2 vacancies on the Police Pension Board. If you're interested, please submit your letter of interest and a resume through the city clerk. And finally, I want to announce the appointment at the request of Councilwoman Avila, the appointment of Mr. William Gonzalez to serve as her designee to the Tourism Advisory Committee. Are there any objections? All right. If there's nothing further then, do we have a motion to adjourn? So say we all. Thank you all. Meeting adjourned. Thanks for hanging in there with us tonight.
Great.